Alright, what is going on, everyone? So, you want to speedrun Final Fantasy VII, eh? Well, you're in the right spot, because we're going to be going over just about every single thing that I could be possibly explaining with this game and my mindset towards the any percent no slots run. To be able to help new runners running the game, as well as just the viewers to kind of know what runners are thinking about while they're speedrunning this game. Originally, I thought about this possibly being one giant tutorial video, but I quickly started to realize that as I was explaining strategies more and more, it would be way easier to understand everything if I chopped it up into smaller videos, just to make the information more digestible. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial series. You know, if you happen to have any questions, you can always feel free to leave them down below. You know, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay? Alright. But alrighty, to start things off, I guess I should sort of go into how to practice. What you're going to want to do, if you have the means, you're going to want to play this game on Emulator. Like right now, I'm going to be doing this whole tutorial on Emulator on my computer. This will allow us to make save states, which will make practice way more efficient. Also, with the way you organize your files, like you can have checkpoints for every single section. Like I organize it by disk, 1, 2, 3, and then each disk has a subsection of 5 individual save states, which go into the main folder of your emulator. Like this is my emulator save folder where I would, like if I wanted to practice the Shinra building here, I would copy these and put it in here, and then I could just load up the Shinra building and practice it. Emulator practice makes this game so efficient, especially if you're going to choose to learn the step manipulation. This will save you so much time, it is unbelievable. All right, let's just hop into things. Starting things off, very simple. Just gonna open the menu and do some things. And also, I should add, for the most part, step manipulation is only live on the areas in which you can get encounters. But, okay, so first menu. Gonna go into config. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna change this cursor over here to memory. And what this will allow you to do is, whenever a character has their turn again, they will have the cursor saved. Like if you casted Bolt with Cloud, when Cloud gets his next turn, Bolt will already be selected. So you can hold circle and you will insta-queue that move. So cursor memory saves us a bunch of time. And then you're gonna want this ATB to active. ATB is pretty much how the time in the game works. And active is gonna allow time to constantly be flowing, and we will be able to escape encounters faster. And of course, we're gonna buff up all the speeds, the battle speed, battle message, and the field message. Make the game will go really fast. And then, optional option here, you can change the camera angle so that it makes your targeting consistent. Like, if you have the camera on regular, the camera will be, like, swinging around everywhere, and it could make some targeting ambiguous. So, I would like to fix the camera personally, just because it makes every fight consistent. But, you know, you might like the camera, so you can just do whatever you want. Okay. Starting things off, like I said, step manipulation only matters on screens in which you can get encounters. So this one is fine. And you're going to want to pick up 2 potions here. You talk to this guard twice. You don't have to talk to both separate guards. You can just talk to this first one twice. And that's because we're going to sell these later. It is imperative, don't use any items. Don't use any items unless told, because we're probably going to sell them. The very first fight in the game, you're gonna hold circle. Hard, I know. Okay, so this next screen right here, step count is live here. So you're gonna want to cut this corner, just like that. Just like that. That'll save you the steps you need. So, reduce the characters' names to just 1 letter, because it'll save you frames with each dialogue box that their name appears in. Alright, so this first screen right here, I guess I'm not going to go over the directions on every single screen, because I do have the input display up here that you can reference for which directions I'm pressing. Because, again, if you're going to learn step manipulation, you need really good movement. Like, really good movement. So yeah, it's going to be something you learn over time. I wouldn't say to hold yourself up on doing runs until you learn it, because there are ways to get around not doing step manipulation, and I would encourage you to just play the game and get comfortable playing the game and moving Cloud. But yeah, with that being said, just try to mimic my movement, look at what my directions I'm pressing. I will try to go over some of the more like key confusing areas of movement, or like things that people would kind of like gloss over and not really think about. So yeah, that being said, I can do this. And then also on the next screen, gonna be getting our first glitch. And what you're gonna want to do is, here, I can actually make a save state. The very first quote-unquote random encounter you get, you see this line that's right above me? When your feet get closer to that, that is sort of the visual cue where you're gonna get this encounter. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to open and close the menu on the exact frame in which you get that encounter, and that is actually gonna allow you to skip that encounter. So yeah, I'm just gonna like give a reference as to where it'll probably be. Again, based on how your movement was in the prior screens, this will be, or could be, slightly different every time. But yeah, like I said, as you move closer and closer to this line, a little bit past it that time, that's where the encounter is. Okay, that's the frame. Yeah. So we have successfully skipped that encounter, and if you get it, it's fine. If you don't get it, it's fine. You know, it just is what it is. So, all right. So moving on to this screen, step count is live here, so you're gonna want to be very cautious of your movement. And then also one thing that you can do, and that you're actually gonna have to do for certain screens in the game, you can use L1 and R1 to tilt the direction of Cloud, which may be easier than going for diagonals. It's more or less just something that you end up feeling out as you play more and more of the game. When I first started playing this, I didn't really use it a whole lot, but I do now. All right, so there is a nice little time save that you can do here in the elevator. So the elevator is going to be pulsing up and down. Ultimately, once you page through, I believe it's 4 dialogue boxes, the elevator will try to bring itself down. But it can only do that when the elevator has pulsed to the bottom. So if you skip dialogue fast enough, you get what's called fast elevator, where you skip a cycle of it having to move up and move down. I'm gonna try to do that mashing on this PS4 controller. Now I normally do it on DualShock 2. Yeah. For some reason, some of the dialogue boxes are like sticky. All right, let's see if this works. I don't think it's gonna. Oh, okay, yeah. So if you get it to work, it does look like that. All right, so another screen where step count is live. What you want to do right here is you want to go underneath the roof. This is the line you want to take. It wastes the least amount of steps. Yeah, good points are being brought up in the chat. This step count is going to reflect the PlayStation version, not PlayStation 4 or anything based off the PC port. They are similar, but ever so slightly different. Generally, you just need to walk more steps. Yeah, you would add like 1 step to like each instance of walking. Yeah, again, step count is live on all of these screens, obviously. You're gonna get a fight right here. One thing you're gonna see me do in battles is I'm gonna try to change rows of the characters. Just like that. And pretty much, I'm trying to buffer the animation of the characters jumping backwards to try to buffer an escape. You know, it's just a minimal time save if the enemy that you're encountering has really long turns. You would try to change to try to buffer that escape. Right here is our first instance of step walking. So the thing about steps, some runners count them 2 different ways. The way I personally do it is the first step that is registered within the game, you actually don't see. It is Cloud's left foot, which will be your odd numbers, and Cloud's right foot, that will be your even numbers. And you're gonna wanna walk like 8 to 8.5 steps. 9 is actually pretty comfortable, but if your movement isn't as good, you're gonna want to stick more towards 8. You do need a solid 8 steps. The way Final Fantasy VII works is there are step fractions. There are actually 8 different fractions of your step that have values. And so, like I said, in order to clear the encounter that we are getting past by walking here, you need to walk a full 8 steps. I like to walk like 8.5, but again, left foot is your odd numbers. First step you're not really gonna see. So the first time you see Cloud's right foot, step 2. So that's gonna look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a little bit more. That was kind of like 8.75, sort of. Which is good for me, because we're going to be forcing an encounter at a specific spot. So just as long as we can reach that spot, we're fine. Okay. Guard Scorpion fight. This fight can open up a couple different ways. Here, I'm going to... Okay, so I'm freezing right here. I look at the time right here. I'm looking at the time bars, and I see that Barrett has potentially an opportunity to get a first turn here. So I'm just going to hold circle and try to beat Guard Scorpion to getting a first move. If it were Cloud, you want to cast Bolt first, because you're going to be attacking with Barrett and casting Bolt with Cloud. Bolt is going to be, I don't know why I'm trying to show you my controller. I got the controller up top. But you're going to be holding down and circle, because Bolt, or first, Magic is the second option in your menu, and then Bolt is the second option in the Magic menu. It goes Ice, Bolt. So if you have down and circle held, it's going to go to Magic and then go to Bolt. And then, so yeah, that's how you would try to insta-Q with Cloud. But since we have Barrett here, I'm just going to be holding circle and then attacking with Cloud. No first turn, unfortunately. You know, that's fine. And we're going to look at who is targeted here. Cloud is targeted here. And so as a result, I have Barrett going first. But what you want to do is whoever gets targeted, you want to have them lead the turn orders. So what we're going to do, we're going to let the attacks play out here. And then while Guard Scorpion is doing its move, I'm going to Q Cloud and then Barrett. Where if Cloud gets enough damage here from Guard Scorpion, we can potentially get a limit break. And because Cloud has gone first, if he gets that limit break, during Barrett's attack animation, we can buffer the Braver, which will allow it to take turn priority over Guard Scorpion, and we will actually get 3 turns in before Guard Scorpion gets a move. So that's going to look like this. Again, Guard Scorpion targeted Cloud, so we need Cloud to go first. I'm going to wait till his bar goes up all the way, switch to Cloud, Q his move, and then Q Barrett's. And Scorpion Tail is good. It does more damage than Rifle. Alright, no limit. No limit, that's fine. And here you can wait to see who gets targeted before you Q the moves. But you can also just do it in the next turn afterwards. Like this stage we're at right now. You can flip the turn order. Cloud got the target here, so this could be good. This could be good. Alright. Very nice. Rifle's good. It's going to do less damage, but he's still going to get a limit break. The Cloud's going to go. I'm holding up and circle. Up and circle to instantly Q the limit break because I'm in the Magic menu. And that's going to put Braver through before Guard Scorpion gets their turn. Very nice. And now what we want to do is we want Cloud to exit this fight with a limit break. So we need to cast Bolt twice here in Tailface. Depending on whether or not you got a first turn, it is possible to do too much damage in this phase, and you can actually kill Guard Scorpion before it's able to do the second tail laser, which will mean you'll leave the fight. You would leave the fight with this current limit break here, which is not good. So you need to kind of be cautious of how much damage you're doing here. Like I said, it only would have mattered really if I got a first turn Bolt, because Cloud is actually doing pretty good damage here with his bolts. He can do anywhere from like 96 to 84 or something, and he's been hitting in the 90s. So we don't want to kill in tail phase, but since I didn't get a first turn, I bolted twice. You have the option to attack with Barrett here if you want to. Also, a sort of strat that you can do here. I didn't do it before the first laser, but right now you see that limit is here with Barrett. If it were to say attack, and you click and hold attack, and then you get the limit bar, you still have the attack held, So you can do an attack even though you get a limit break, and then you could have your partner do a move, and then you buffer Barrett's limit break that you just got during your partner's attack animation, and it's a way that you can stack your turns against your opponent. But anyways, here we should be getting a limit break. If we don't, okay. I was gonna say if we don't, it's actually fine. And then here you can just bolt with Cloud, or you can big shot with Barrett. You don't need Barrett's big shot here. And that's gonna finish off Guard Scorpion. All right, now the escape. We only have 10 minutes, guys. Do you think we can do it? All right, so if you walked steps wrong, you would have got the encounter like around this area, like right here. But since we're fine, we're fine. Also, while I'm climbing ladders, I like to hit select here to bring up the, you know, the finger here that allows us to keep better track of Cloud. That is going to be necessary for something coming up soon. Alright, don't forget to save Jesse. Please don't forget to save Jesse. Alright, and after you exit this ladder, what you're going to want to do is walk up and down. Do not press left and right. Only up and down. And you're going to force a fight here. This is because there is a loading zone to the left. Well, I guess the left is this way. And after this fight, we are going to be walking left until we hit the loading zone. Because we have forced the fight using only up and down, we guaranteed a consistent amount of movement from the encounter to the loading zone. And that is very important because it's used to set up a manipulation coming up. But alright, fight here. We're just going to escape from. Okay, Cloud almost died. But okay, this is to set up the next boss fight to be a preemptive encounter. That's right. Step manipulation allows us to change the direction of certain boss fights. And having a preemptive encounter will allow us to queue 3 first turns. And then we also queue a limit break in that. So we actually get 4 first turns before the boss. And this is going to be the movement. I'm going to talk through it while I'm doing it. Again, just reference my controls up top if you need help with the directions. But again, this is precise. If you're fumbling even like a little bit, it's over. It's done. So again, don't beat yourself up too hard if you can't do this. There's ways around not being able to do this. But yeah. So here it is. You're going to walk to the left. Only walk left. And then during this transition, you're going to hold down and right. Yeah, down and right until you hit this railing. And you need to walk. You are still walking. So, I'm holding. And then you bonk. Oh, shit. LOL. LOL. Alright. So, what happened there is what I was actually just trying to prevent, where if you get to the railing, you can sort of fidget when you're trying to release your buttons once you hit it. You know, because you might not release both diagonal directions at the same time. So what I actually do is once I bonk into this railing, I do this every single time. You bonk into the railing, open the menu. And what this is going to allow you to do is buffer your correct movement, because you want to just release down. Only down and then start running. So when I press the run button to close this menu, I'm going to be pressing right. And actually, this would be a good spot for a save state. So I'm only going to be pressing right. And I'm also going to want to loop around this corner of the staircase. That's going to look like this. So you go right, up, and you cut the corner, and then you go all the way up until you stop, until you see the finger stop. This is why we have the finger there. So it goes like this. You go all the way, and then you're going to down right, or I'm sorry, down left. So you trace this line, and then up left, and then up left. Again, you're gonna just want to reference what directions I'm pressing up top. The right, up, all the way, down left, up, left, up, left to cut that. And then upright, just into that. Get the switch as fast as you can. And then left, and then only left. Left until you can talk to Jesse. And then down until you talk to Biggs. And then down, and then you're gonna add left. You can bonk here if you want. Just go around it perfectly. All right, so again, this is what the full movement looks like. You've got the encounter. Gonna go left. Open the menu. Now remember, just left, only left, until you talk to Jesse. And left, or down until you talk to Biggs. You can bonk, but just cut the line perfectly. And that is Reactor 1.